Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Goodness Podcast, where we talk about the goodness of God and how to live His holy way. I am Ashley.
And I'm Marissa.
And we are
the Daughters of Yahweh. This episode is just an intro to the new and improved podcast for new Jesus followers.
So, this episode may be a little shorter than usual, but I'm just going to give you guys a little update on the upcoming changes to the podcast. So, as you all know, I started this podcast in May, but in the middle of June, I felt like maybe it would improve if I had like a co-host. So I didn't just jump into it. I had to make sure that it was what God wanted for me in the podcast. So I prayed on it for about 2 weeks, and then I received my confirmation to bring someone in. I posted in my Facebook Bible community group chat that I was looking for someone. A week later, after responding to a few people, I found the perfect match. So, everyone give it up for Marissa Norman. Yay! And as soon as we started talking, we just hit it off right then and there. I loved her so much because her story was similar to mine, and she was in the same process of me as far as rededicating our lives and starting this new walk as Jesus followers. So yeah, kind of excited about this new journey, this new, brand or whatnot. But I had a few reasons why I wanted to have the changes, and one of the main ones is life has been lifing to the max, but God has been guiding. So through this process of me being a wife, a mom, transitioning through jobs, there's been a lot of challenges, obstacles, like spiritual warfare at its highest. And on top of that, I had to get my health under control, like taking my vitamins and eating healthy, working out or whatnot. And also, I felt like the podcast was boring. Like, I didn't want to continue to just read Bible stories and give my point of view about them. So I want to talk about actual life events, like for people that are like me, that are new, Jesus followers that are really struggling and trying their best to, live the right way, live God's way, not the world's way. So, that was another thing. And then, of course, I had to calm down, sit down, and literally make a schedule, because at first I was just rushing to record, and then I was editing that same day, and then I was trying to send it out the same day, and that was overwhelming. So me and Marissa sat down. We finally got a schedule. So certain days we'll be recording, certain days we'll be editing, certain days we'll be sending stuff out on social media. So super duper excited about that. And then the last thing is I wanted to be more intimate with the audience. So instead of you guys just listening to me on the podcast, Marissa and I decided to do videos like YouTube. So we're going to be doing that. And then sometimes we'll go live on Instagram or Facebook so that you guys can talk back to us about, your struggles, your life experiences as you take this walk. And then I also want you guys to email me with scenarios or just what you're going through, and just asking for biblical advice. So you could email us that, and that is thegoodnesspod@gmail.com. And so, yeah, I just wanted to start this episode off just to tell you guys why there's going to be some changes, who I'm bringing on, and I'm super excited about this, guys. It's going to be very life-changing for me, for Marissa, and for you guys as well. So stay tuned, and next up, you will be hearing our interview. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Ashley. I am a wife and a mom of 6. I grew up in the church, although I didn't really know what having a relationship with Christ was. I recently rededicated my life in February. I got baptized in April, and life has been great ever since. Of course, there's been some challenges and trials, but God shows me every day that He got me, and that's my God. I'm gonna stick beside Him. Can you tell them a little bit about you, Marissa?
Hi everyone, my name is Marissa. I am a mom of three. I started my walk with God seriously about a year ago, but I recently just got baptized to rededicate myself to Him, and I have learned a lot about God and growing closer to Him. And I just want to help others feel the love of God and set them free. So, Ashley, when did you start your walk with Jesus?
I started my walk back in February, but I've always known God from church, growing up in the church, and I just didn't have that deep relationship until February. After I found Him, I just felt like weight was lifted off of me. Like, I was into things that some people don't even know, like tarot. I was doing tarot and saging my house and astrology and stuff, and all of that was making me like crazy, like, and it was like heavy weight all over me. And when I finally gave my life back to Him, it was a breath of fresh air, and I just got tired of doing it my way, and so I just started doing it His way, and life has been amazing ever since. So what about you, Marissa?
I love that. Yeah, so I personally knew Jesus my whole life. I was going to church, but I was more focused like on religion instead of relationship, so I didn't really have a relationship. I just knew about God, like memorizing the scriptures and all that, but I didn't really know who God was. So I really started getting into my walk probably like a few months ago, like 8 months ago. And then I decided to give my life back to Christ and get baptized and surrender my whole life to Him, and just decide that I'm living for Him and not for myself, not how the world wants me to live, but how He wants me to live.
That's amazing. And the key word what you said is how the world wants you to live. Like, it's so much adultery around,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, do this, do that, but it's all other people's opinion. It's not God's way, it's
Yeah.
their way. They want you to follow them. Oh, wear these Jordans and
Yeah.
that type of stuff. So
And I'm
the
not going
world.
to go to hell for anyone else. I'm going to
Exactly.
heaven.
And
Follow
that was
God.
another thing why I started following Him, because I saw, like, in a episode it was saying, like, are you sending people to hell, or are you sending them to heaven with you? And I was like, ooh, right now I'm sending them to hell. So I didn't want to be that person anymore, sending people to hell. I'm over here crying laughing. So yeah.
So, Ashley, what is the hardest part about you staying obedient to your walk with Jesus right now? Do you feel like the biggest struggles that you have?
The biggest struggles for me right now is just unlearning old ways. Like, sometimes I can catch myself, like, snap out of it, like,
Yeah.
this is not His way, this is your way, like trying to do things my way. Like, I'll say, God, I trust you, and I'm gonna, like, leave it alone,
Yeah.
but then I still catch myself, oh my God,
Trying
what
to
am I gonna
control
do
it.
about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like worrying about
And
it.
it's like, He's like, you're not trusting me like you said you was going to. So
Yeah.
that's like my biggest thing right there.
Okay. Yeah, my biggest thing probably is like having faith, like, like having faith in things that you don't see, like knowing that it will work out for the good, that God's promises never fail. It's just sometimes hard to
Yeah.
always like have faith,
Yeah.
even when things are bad, but I'm working on that.
That faith is a really big one.
Yeah.
Like, especially knowing, like, trying to have faith in something that you don't see
Yeah.
is a big thing for me.
Since we're
Like,
so used to like seeing things like and believing it, but now we can't see it. So now we
yeah.
just have to trust that it will work out, that God has it, and we have to listen to what He says.
And that's the big part of having faith, is believing that it's happening or it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like whatever God's plan is, like his
It
plans
never
are,
fails.
yeah,
Yeah.
his plans are to prosper us.
Not
Jeremiah
harm us.
29:11. He know our plans, and there are to prosper us, not to harm us, not to, stray us away.
Yeah.
They're good. His plans are good. So
Yeah, they are. And sometimes it's not what we planned on doing, but we have to just follow what he says.
yep, that is it. So Marissa, what's one of the hardest things that you had to let go of while doing this walk?
Probably the hardest thing I had to let go of was let go of the need for control. I always am trying to control like how I want things to go. But when you give your life over to God, he controls your life, not you. So what was the hardest thing for you?
For me was to be kind to those that don't like me.
Oh yeah, that is hard. That's hard.
Like the Lord say, love your enemies, but just the thought of knowing somebody don't like me, but I have to be in their face like, hey, how you doing? I love you.
I know.
That is a struggle for me. So, I mean, I've been doing it, and it's hard. So
That is hard.
that's one of the big things for me, and praying for them.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Even though they don't like you and they're mean to you, and then you gotta pay for them too.
But I have to do it. I have to.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have to.
I know they talking about me. I know they don't like me, but I'm still gonna pray for them. I'm still gonna pray that God step in and show them why I came to Him, and just bless them financially or whatever they're going through.
Yeah, like soften their hearts.
Yeah.
Why they're being mean to you.
But yeah, that's one of the biggest things I had to let go of. Just focusing on, they don't like me, so I'm not gonna do this.
Nice.
Or all right, so that's the end of this episode. Thank you all for listening. Be on the lookout every Wednesday for a new episode release.
Please like and subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, The Goodness Pod, and follow us on Instagram, The Goodness Pod. Email us for prayer requests or any episode ideas that you'd like to hear from us at thegoodnesspod@gmail.com.
Be on the lookout for our next episode, which is titled Spiritual Warfare. You guys do not want to miss it. Thank you all for listening again, and we'll see you next episode.
Bye.